Yes, magandang araw mga kaugnayan. Welcome po sa Komunidad Kalikasan. Ito po si Kaugnayan Jonas. Hindi po ba kasama dito po sa Ugnayan?
Magandang araw mga kaugnayan. Kami ay inyong samahan para sa ating Season 3 ng ating programa hatid sa inyo ng NTFP-EP Philippines. Ako po ang inyong kaugnayang Maya Urat.
Isang mapagpalang araw mga kaugnayan. Ako naman po ay inyong kaugnayan, William Nanulan.
Isang makalikasang pagbati po para sa lahat. Ako po ang inyong kaugnayang Mamilmar Dubria.
At magandang hapon po. Ako po si Jonas Zapatan, ang katutubong bukidnon ng Kawayan.
Yes, maraming salamat. Nakakagalak at nakakataba ng puso sa ating unang episode ngayong taong na ito ay marami tayong mga kasama. At siyempre, parami na yung Ugnayan team, Ugnayan Maya.
Yes.
Lumalaki na tayo, dumadami ng bilang. Pero sa mga kaugnayan po natin na nanonood sa atin, ang Ugnayan Kalikasan ay isa pong online magazine show ng Non-Timber Forest Product Exchange Program Philippines na nagtatalakay ng ibang gawain, bagtas at ugnayan para sa patuloy na pag-unlad at karapatan, kabuhayan, kultura at kalikasan. Kung saan, isa rin po itong pamaraan upang maibahagi, maipakita, at magkaroon ng espasyo para makapagpintuhan at balitaan patungkol sa mga kabaihan, kabataan, kautubo at lokal na komunidad nagpapayabong at dumidepensa sa ating kagubatan. Kami po inyong napapakinggan at napapanood sa aming official na social media account ng NTFP-EP Philippines sa aming pong YouTube and Facebook.
Yan, salamat kaugnayang Kuya Jonas.
Yes, na-mess ko to.
Yes, hello ulit. Gusto mga kaugnayan, nagkita-kita muli tayo pagkatapos ng ilang buwan. Ang last natin na episode ay December last year. Oo, so ngayon tayo ay nagsama-sama muli. Nung nakaraan kasi madami tayong mga ganap at mga ginagawa kasama ating partner communities at may mga gawain din kasama ating mga youth, mga kabataan sa iba't ibang partners natin. Pero ngayon, nakakatuwa kaugnayan, Kuya Jonas, dahil sa ating pangatlong taon.
Yes! 3 years!
Yes, 3 years. Hindi natin nakakalain. No? In 3 years, yes, tumatagal tayo. So, next level tayo. Ngayon, gusto natin i-welcome. Kuya Jonas, ipapasa na natin ang ating pagiging main host sa mga kasama natin ngayon. Si Kaugnayang William, Kaugnayang Mar, at Kaugnayang Jonas. So, yan. Pero syempre, dahil special din ang ating episode ngayon, special din syempre ang ating mga guests na naimbitahan para sa ating unang episode. Kaya ito ay mula sa ibang bansa sa Southeast Asia. Kaya Kaugnayang Kuya Jonas, tayo ay mag-i-English muna. Kayang-kaya natin yan. So, let's go.
Kaya ng tagapanood natin yan. Makasabay sa atin.
Yan. So, let's welcome. For this month of April, we are celebrating Earth Day with the theme Invest Our Planet. So we from Ugnayan, together with many people across the countries, is supporting the global event of the 53rd anniversary of Earth Day. So for today's episode, join us with our team Indigenous Youth for People and Forests. So to introduce who will be joining us for today, Kuya Jonas, I'll request Kaugnayang Mark, who will be joining us for today. Kaugnayang Mark.
Alright, thank you so much Kaugnayang Maya, Kaugnayang Jonas. Before I reveal our guest to our Ugnayan show, we will play a short video from the IHA that was held on March 2023 in Sabah, Malaysia. All right, thank you so much for watching the very short video. That video is taken last second regional youth camp, the IHA Youth Engagement Empowerment Hive in Asia. That being participated by 5 countries. We have the Malaysia, Cambodia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and also Philippines. The our guest for this session is also one of the participants of the Yiha Youth Camp that will be held in Malaysia, and our team will be called Batch of Refresha. All right. So our first guest, he is Rio Widayana from Tingan, Pangasinan in Bali, Indonesia. Was dedicated himself to his community and continue learning about it. Hello, Rio.
Hello. Hello.
Yes. All right. Our our second guest, she is a law student from Cambodia, also a member of Cambodian Indigenous Youth Associations in Cambodia. Hi V,
Hi,
welcome to Ugnayan Show.
hello everyone, and
All right. Thank you so much. Guys, our Ugnayan show is a very powerful today. You know why? Because our guest is not only from the Philippines, not only from the local community of the Philippines, but now our guest is from the different countries in the Southeast Asia. So, Kaugnayang William.
Thank you, Kaugnayang Mar. Wow, our Ugnayan show is not just in national level, but also in international level. It is because of our guests from different countries. But before going to our chit chat, we will go to our Ugnayan talk first. So our Ugnayan talk is malaga ba ang kontribusyon ng kabataan sa pangangalaga ng kalikasan? Do you think youth contribution to nature conservation is important? You may answer yes or no via poll and makikita ninyo sa ating comment section. And later, i-reveal natin yan. So, without further ado, may I call on Kaugnayan Jonas? Take it away.
Alright, so maraming salamat, Kaugnayang William. So ayun, sabi nga kanina ni William is we are open for comment sa lahat ng mga gustong may sabihin. You can comment below sa comment section. So as of now, since the people polls already given the opportunity na mapakinggan ang mga tinig ng ating mga tagapagpanood at tagapagsubaybay. So let's take this opportunity to have an interview with our two guests from different countries from Indonesia and Cambodia. Hi, William. Hi, Rio and V. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, as we all know that this month, the month of April, we are celebrating an Earth Month, right? And supposed to be, we have different activities that could benefit not just the forest, the environment, but the whole Earth, which is, let's say, for example, tree planting or any related activities that could help and protecting our Earth. So, as a question, just a little curiosity. Do you have any best practices or indigenous knowledge system and practices in your community that which is very beneficial and helpful to human being and in conservation of our forest? Yes, how about you, Rio?
Yes, thanks for the question. So, I think the practices or the indigenous knowledge that contributes to human well-being and the conservation of the forest in my community, well, exactly is the custom laws, where the communities are not allowed to cut the trees carelessly unless the trees are already dead. Proven by the custom laws, our forest now here in my community still being the biggest source of income from the forest products such as the traditional alcohol, the basket, and different kind of fruits. This also helped my another custom. This is also helped by another custom laws which said that the community are not allowed to sell or mortgage their lands to the outsiders. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, Ryu. Such a very good customary laws indeed, which is can help in the protection of the forest. And of course, it allows the people within the community to level up their means of living since you are dividing the land, especially in the cultivation of lands for agriculture and for the means of living. How about you, V? What about in your specific within your community? What are the best practices that you have, which is also beneficial to the human being, and at the same time in the conservation of the forest? Can you share us?
Okay, thank you so much, Jonas, for the question. So, uh, basically, the best practices that I've known in our community is the rotational cultivation.
Sorry,
So,
V,
rotational, sorry,
your audio. Your audio.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Can
yes,
you
yes,
hear
yes,
me?
yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Okay,
yeah.
better.
so, okay. So the best practice in our community is the rotational cultivation, which is one of the farming that we do here because in my community we don't use the rice field or water for growing the rice or farming. So if we have two or three pieces of land, we would rotate it and we would use another one for 5 to 6 years and then allow the old land to get fertilized and grow the trees. And then after that, we would go back to the old land and use it. And uh, in adding to that, for the old land, we also can collect the non-timber forest product for our indigenous people, just like the root, the edible vegetable, or traditional medicine. And by doing that practice, we also can people can also doing farming to feed their family as well as very sustainable for the forest.
Thank you so much, V and Rio, for sharing that your insight. Now, guys, nowadays it is very vital to know the practices and the system of indigenous youth in different countries because of this system or practices, we we respect them and we know their identity as indigenous people, right, guys? So it leads me to my second question. So my second question would be, what are your victories or triumphs as indigenous youth in your in carrying forward communities? Uh, may I call on Rio? I guess Rio, you may share your. Can you tell me your insight about my question?
Well, okay, so thanks for the question. Well, my victories is when me and my generation can learn about our indigenous knowledge and not just learn, but we can apply that in our life and hope that one day we can give that knowledge to our next generation and so on. So that will be sustainable to, like taking care of the forest, like well, all the indigenous knowledge, which is so important to our life.
Okay, thank you, Rio. How about you, V?
Okay, thank you so much, William, for the question. So, as a contribution to the youth, it's not actually a really great victory, but it's at least the thing, something that we could do. So, as a youth, every year, um, we would organize an event which all youth can participate in, and also as well as the old people from the community for the sharing session on how important the forest is and how important it is about the rotational cultivation. and it is also a great contribution by going to school instead of just staying in the community and uh, just by doing nothing and then not doing anything to help other people.
Thank you so much, guys. It is, you know what? It is very important to know their victories because it inspires us to fight for our environment and to fight our identity as indigenous people for the future generation. So it's very very nice to hear coming from you guys. What is your victories and in it is inspire a lot of youth. So I believe Mar has also a question. Mar.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Kaugnayang William. Thank you so much, Rio. Thank you so much. You know, guys, not only our guests for today will be they did a lot of things just to protect the nature, just to protect the forest. Even our supporters that watching now in our Facebook page, they did a lot of things. They do a lot of things just to protect the nature, to protect the forest. You know, guys. You know, guys, nowadays you do a lot of things just to protect the nature. We Rio, can you tell us or can you share to us? If I will ask if, as a youth, how did you contribute to the practices and sustaining this keeping these practices alive in your community? V.
Okay. So thank you, Mar. So as a youth in contribution nowadays, the one of the best contribution is to raise awareness, like campaign awareness. So as I mentioned on various occasions, like International Indigenous Peoples Day, we will invite youth from the community as well as the people who are very active in our community, like activists or all people who still practice our tradition. And we would also encourage them to bring their own products, the NTFP products, to show to the guests, which are usually different indigenous people, different ethnic and also different nationality. And uh, as a youth in Phnom Penh City, there are many youth uh, that volunteer in the to contribute to make the event happen, and we actually do it every year.
All right, thank you so much. But you know, campaign awareness is one of the best practices of the youth that can contribute, then lead them to protect the nature. Even the sustainable products like the NTFPs, how they sell, how they present the NTFPs and the guests that like what you said. So that is a very important nowadays. So how about you, Rio? Can you share to us what your community did just to protect the nature?
Well, what I can do to contribute to this practice are maybe as simple as giving my time, my energy, and my mind to the community, which means it's learn about it and be grateful with it. Also, well, as you know that I love to document things, and what I do now is I try to document everything that's in my community, such the culture, such the custom laws, and etc. And you know that also what's me and my community can have now are because of what our ancestor did in the past. So keeping those for the future generation, I think, are the part of the circle. So well, as a youth, I try to be responsibility to my community, which is to learn about it and to, well, for me personally, I think to document it.
Thank you so much, Rio, to give your insights. You know, as a youth, as an IP youth, giving time, energy, and mind just to protect the nature is one of the best efforts just for the youth. You know, because nowadays youth are. It seems like, oh, I don't think about that's helpful for me, so they don't care to protect the nature. But you giving your time, energy, and mind, even documenting the practices, that's a very nice and that's a very important things nowadays. Not only me, some of them that listening today, but also the other youth that can watch this video. Maybe it can uh, help them and lead them to protect the natures. Thank you so much, Rio. Before we continue to our Ugnayan show, we will having a short video from Higaunon Youth of Mindanao.
Sa bugta, wahig daw kalasan daw mindin mga kinabuhi. Si magbabaya sa mighinang, taba da impalabol ho kahilawan para ho pangauyagan tadaw pandayaan.
Yan na si William Nanulan, Ike Manaag,
Jay Bukinda,
Michelle Jean Pinuhan, Lori V. Cadiz,
General Mendoza,
Higaonon kay Alan!
sa kalasan, alang kanak, yanday pugkaila.
Kuhuda sa kalasan, huda daydaan kultura.
aman man taman-taman gayod sa pagpaningkamot day, hamapandayaan day sa mga kalasan, tago hukanay hapig kilala ha mga pina, patagunan, iglalaw daw bahaw-bahaw, doon hukanay habanwa.
Pero bisan pa man, taiya habugta day hakabilin, nalambigit ho mga hulga iling ho pagpangagaw, hadi pagkilala ho kanay hakatungod, isip mga lumad, doon ho kanay habugta hakabilin.
Sa pagpatago hu mga madaot ha mga buluhaton, hatag daot humadagway ha kinaiyahan, hakuna uyon hu konsepto hu kalambuan, iling hu pagpanampod hu mga kayo, pagpanghilo hu mga maadagi, daw maatiyo ha wahig, ha nagdaot hu alan matang hu mga suda.
Sa pagpatago ho mga maadagiha mga plantasyon, hatag hugaw-hugaw ho malimpyo pa ha kalamag, natungod taina og kaanam og kalaag sa kanay ha kultura daw tradisyon ha palangga day sikay sa mga higaunon.
Sikay sa mga basbasunon tago tabukidnon damisamis oriental, migamol-amol ta daw mapabisay daw maumol day sa mga basbasunon, hatag sunod kanay para ho pagpreserbar daw pagpalangga ho bugta, hakabilin kanay ho mga kaap-apuan day.
Sa basbasunon ho mamasila nakigbuliga ko mga laas day dun ho pagpanlaoy, daw pagdokumento ko pina daw bahaw-bahaw, para mabisay sa pagprotekta doon kalasan daw kanay yutang kabilin.
Yang kay sa mga basbasonon, tanabawang Indigenous Youth Organization, inilahan ho katungod, ho kanay hugpong hakaot o tawan, hamog boliga, hupog palastar, ho kanay ha ads DPP, daw mapasiguro dahil sa pagkinabuhi, hamalaho tayon tuago ho kanay ha hugta, hakabilin ho mga ginapuan day.
Yang kay sa basbasunon, taguta kalanawan Green Pina Adventure Organization o KGPAO. Ha nasabuwa hahugpong tabalason kadti, mighinang hu sabuwa habalay habanua hu pamamahandi, hatag tumong taina iyan sa pagsuporta hu panginabuhian hu mga basbasunon hu pagbulig paglambo doon hu taguta banua.
Sikay daan sa mga basbasonon Indigenous Tribal Higaonon Youth Organization, konbityo, na digudo hu paghinaw sa buha hugpong hu mga basbasonon takalanawan dos. Imanto, sa hugpong hu basbasonon, pigkilala tabuatan ta Local Youth Development Office, talungsod ta Malitbob. Tadaw kilalahon daan so kanay ha, katungod daw pakiglambigit isip sa buha hugpong hu mga basbasonon.
andom daw damugo day habisan taina, haatiyo hapighinang day halakang, makaila hubulig ta daw mauma, day supug pigikagi ha mapuslanon daw malahotayon ha, pugpreserbar hukanay hanabunayan, para ho mga sunod pa ha mga ginliwatan day.
All right. Thank you so much for watching our video. You know, guys, the video of Higaunon Youth Tribe of Mindanao tell us how to protect the nature, how they protect their ancestral domain, how they protect their forest according to their IKSP Indigenous knowledge system and practices. You know. So, Kaugnayang William, it's your turn.
Correct, Mark. That presentation is, I'm so proud that I came from that landscape. Because you can see that our youth indigenous are facing different struggles, but they work together. We believe that yung isang step magiging ano na yan magiging malaki na yan pag nagtutulungan tayo if we help each one of us.
Yes.
So so I believe our guests are also eager to express what is in their minds.
Yes.
But now let's go to our viewers. Also, our viewers are also eager to want to express
Their emotions,
Exactly,
their feelings,
Mar.
just to protect the forest. You know.
So, according one of our viewers said that, hi to watching Dazzle Lapis. Yeehaw. Yes, I miss
Yes,
you
yeehaw!
guys.
Yay!
Hope to another year, yeehaw in other countries.
We're waiting for the next.
Correct.
Hoping in Bali, Indonesia.
And Jin Morales, good afternoon, guys. Watching live from Guhaan, Negros Oriental. Proud IP here. Sana po ay nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan
Yes.
dyan. Thank you for watching us.
Actually,
Mar?
Arnayan, it's Kawayan.
Kawayan. Okay.
All right.
Okay, Mar, I think there are lots of our
Yes,
viewers.
There's a lot of viewers, there's a lot of commentators, just a lot of people's watching, supporters. Thank you so much, everyone. Before I read the next comments, I just want to say thank you to my loved ones still watching.
Yeah, all right.
In Palawan. Okay. Hi to Ma'am Marlea. Hello, Ma'am Marlea. Sustain and intergenerational links of human security of indigenous culture communities and local communities. Thank you so much, Ma'am
That is
Marlea.
very correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next.
Our next.
Yeah. I don't want to miss the shout out from Hinubaan a while ago, one of the active members of IP, which is particularly an Ati tribe, Pau Dinling. I guess it was Pau Dinling. So shout out sa'yo, Pau Din Seneling Lim Abilardo. Shout out from Hinubaan, Negros Occidental, part of Ati tribe community.
And take note, guys, our viewers is not just only the Philippines, but also around the world.
That's so very excited.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, people of the Earth.
Yeah.
Yes,
Correct.
this is Earth Day. This is
Yeah.
Earth Month. Thank you so much.
We need to, it's very essential now that we need to promote our Earth because we face different climate issues, so we need to address this one.
Because of the climate change, we need to
Exactly.
protect our nature. We need to protect our Earth.
So,
Yes, watching from Mangilit. Hello, maayong hapon. From Lorvie.
Sa Gulay, Cadiz. Watching from Mangilit. Hello, maayong hapon. Maayong hapon man sa tanan ng mga Bisaya.
guys, we love to to shout out you, but we have enough time. We don't have enough time. So
May humahabol. Yes, sabay tayo, best friend. Ay, Kaugnayang William. Yes, Crystal Curious.
Alias Buniknik. Magandang hapon sa
Mare.
Yes. Ang ating kumare sa pagpoprotekta sa ating kalikasan, Kaugnayang Buniknik. Si Kaugnayang Buniknik ay kabahagi rin natin sa ating ugnayin.
Okay, so I guess we are good to our shout outs and comments from our viewers. I guess we need to proceed. Okay, yes, before we proceed, since as what my kaugnayan said a while ago, that battling, let's say for example, global warming or problems which is related to the environment, forest, and the earth. So it doesn't only requires the participation of the youth, but also the efforts of everyone, not just here in the Philippines, but of course all over the world.
Nationwide.
How about give clap to everyone who
Yes.
participated and give us the shout outs, and thank you also for the support. So let's go back to our, of course, from our visitors from V. Hi V, are you still there? And Rio?
Yeah.
All right, I guess they are still here. So we are done with the different achievements, experiences, and of course the best practices that they have in within their communities. I guess it is time for us to give an encouragement messages, or do you have a lot of message, especially not just for the local community youth or youth within the society and the community, but the youth, which is youth with the participation of the whole youth within the whole world. So I guess it's time for ladies first. Lori V. So do you have a message or a call to action to our youth, particularly an indigenous people youth? Do you have any advices or messages that could awaken or encourage their spirits to fight for what is right?
Okay. Thank you so much, Jonas. So my message is simply about I encourage youth to should be really care about the forest. First of all, it's not just about for themselves, but it's also for everyone around them. Like we can use the land for the forest for a lot of things. NTFT to sustain their life. Also, the forest also sustain the people. Like forest and the people, we have that connection. And I like to encourage the youth. Do not fall for the trap of the society, like modern things or something expensive, which make them want to lose their mind and sell the land, sell the forest to the other people, which it is a really great loss. The forest is really important to them. You have to know that the NTFT product and forest is sustaining the forest is also a really big help for the climate change. As you know now, the climate change is a really big problem. So the one that are in action right now are only youth. So we depend on the youth to deal with the problem that are left behind by the people that are born before us. So that is my message. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much, V. Indeed, yes. Forest is very essential, not only for the indigenous people community, but of course in the whole world, in humanity, because forest will allow, especially indigenous people, it is also part of our culture. Forest is part of our life. So, aside from that, we should not, as a youth, which is our in our new generation, we should not exchange our forest just for a little satisfaction of our wants. So just,
Correct.
am I right, V?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Yes, all right. So how about Rio? What is your messages or encouragement to our youth for them to participate in such very important activities?
Well, I guess I only have a simple message, which is to encourage the young generation from the different communities to start to learn about their own practices or their own indigenous knowledge. Because if not, then this valuable knowledge someday can be gone. So now I think it's our responsibility to learn and to keep those alive, to make them sustain, and because yeah, it's very important things to our next generation.
Thank you so much, Rio and B, for your sharing. Yeah, to inspire our youth, especially the indigenous, because indigenous youth are one of the most vulnerable, and
Yes.
not just in the country of the Philippines, but I believe in the whole world.
Yes.
Then youth should be the catalyst
Yes,
for
the
change.
catalyst.
We should be the frontliners for the environment.
And
Okay.
they are the one who already protect the forest. They are the
Correct.
frontliners.
Yes, that is correct. Aside from that, as what Rio said, that we should preserve the knowledge, the practices. Yes, because as a youth, as what I have learned during our second regional YAMP at Yihas in Sabah, Malaysia, that youth is the courier of a better change. So we need to prove as a youth, we need to prove that we are a better change. We are the hope of the future. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it should be a commitment now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's go. Hey, guys, we need to but sadly we don't have enough time. So
Yes.
we need to go to our Ugnayan talk. We will reveal the pool. So but before we reveal, everyone are merong humahabol at saan kay Jake Rico Bacani watching from Katipunan
Yes!
Avenue
Hi,
from
Rico!
Ateneo, one of
Yes.
our supporters in fighting in environment. So, and our review in ating Ugnayan talk, okay, babasahin ko muna yung yung tanong.
Yes,
Mahalaga ba ang kontribusyon ng kabataan sa pangangalaga ng kalikasan? Do you think youth contribution to conserving nature is important? Yes, of course. Ang nagsabi, 10% ay nagsabi ng yes. Napakahalaga naman talaga.
Actually, it's 100%.
It's 100%.
There's something problem with your
Grabe.
eyes.
Yeah.
Kaugnayang William, dahil sa pagpoprotekta natin sa kalikasan,
Correct.
dahil yung nakapokus talaga tayo doon, minsan hindi na natin pinapansin yung number. Kasi
Correct.
number na mahalaga
We
kung paano natin protektahan ng kalikasan.
100%.
Yes, 100%.
100% talaga.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess we are having a hard time to speak English. I guess it's time that just not to say goodbye, but I guess V and Ryu will have to go. Then it's a
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having with us.
Thank you so much, Rio. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Lee,
so much.
for
Thank you very much.
practices and to share the things that we
Stay in the Philippines, hopefully. Both Rio
What
and
year?
V.
One
Yeah.
year. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Yes.
right. So once again, V from Cambodia and Rio from Tinganan.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yan, what's next, mga kaugnayan? Siyempre, ang dami nanonood sa ating kaugnayang Maya. No? Talaga,
Nakakatuwa.
na-miss nila yung ating show sa Ugnayang Komunidad Kalikasan. Yes, kaugnayang Jonas, Mark, William?
Siguro, magbabasa pa ba tayo? Kakayanin pa ng oras. Sige, basahin natin yung iba, no? So, yes, hi Amanda of Malaysia. Miss Malaysia, Amanda. We really miss you. Hello, William. Hello, Jonas, Marvy, and Rio. Hello, I really miss you. And we will going back to Malaysia soon. By boat, 35 minutes from Brooks Point, Palawan.
Yes. Well, I need to say shout out to my loyal viewers kay Casey and my family in Quezon Province.
Siguro, mention din natin. Hello, Eframil, nakasilanduan. Yes,
sir.
Alam nyo, isa siya sa frontliners na nagpoprotekta doon sa amin. Siya yung isa sa mga nagsasalita during the CCA. Hello, Eframil, thank you so much. Natutulog na yan siya sa NTFP office kasama ko. Si Kuya Jonas din.
It is also an honor to see that one of our viewers is a facilitator of the Yeehaw Camp from Pacos Trust, Mr. John Gordon. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Sir, I miss you.
In Malaysia, it's Salamat Pitang. Maybe, I'm not sure. But hello, I would like to acknowledge your, for having
Sir Gordon is one of the active youth.
Yeah, still youth and
Yeah,
heart. Thank you so much, Mr. Gordon. Koya Gordon.
Okay, and also the Shiny Abes, we the youths are the best voice and example to others in protecting and empowering our forest and to our indigenous people. Exactly. I really love his comments.
That's my joke.
And okay.
Okay, shout out to
Ayan, medyo maraming nanonood.
Yes,
At
Adrian,
kay Sir Adrian, sabi congrats to everyone and the organization also. Before, siguro bago tayo magpaalam, Ugnayang Maya, siguro tanongin natin at sakto kasi yung question natin sa mga kabataan. Thank you rin sa ating mga viewers na nagsumagot at sumagot sa poll natin. Pero kuhain natin yung opportunity ito para tanongin din natin yung katubong kabataan patungkol doon sa ating poll na ano yung ating kontribusyon bilang mga kabataan o katubong kabataan na may alam naman namin na sobrang dami pero pwede ba kayo mag-share sa ating mga viewers at sa ating nag-abang talaga sa atin ng mga thoughts patungkol sa personal ninyo na contribute sa inyong community bilang isang katubong kabataan. Siguro unahin natin si Kaugnayang Mar.
Nagulat sila.
Nagulat kami. Pero, you know guys, bilang mga kabataan, lagi tayong handa, hindi lamang sa ating mga sarili, maging sa pagpoprotekta din sa ating kalikasan, you know. Ako bilang isang kabataan, nakikita ko yung sarili ko na nakadikit sa kagubatan dahil bilang isang katutubong kabataan, lagi ko ang sinasabi na ang gubat ay buhay ng bilang isang katutubo. Ano po? So bilang isang kabataan, naging frontliners tayo sa pagpoprotekta. Alam niyo naman kung inyong matatandaan sa bayan ng Brooks Point, nagkakaroon ng barikada ngayon, mga magsasaka, kabataan, katutubo, mangingisda, kababaihan, para lamang protektahan namin yung kagubatan ng Brooks Point. So isa tayo sa tumatayo dyan at nagsasalita para protektahan at hindi lamang yan inaakit natin yung mga kapatid nating mga katutubo para lamang ipaalam sa kanila kung ano nga ba at gaano nga ba kahalaga ang pagpoprotekta sa kalikasan. Dahil sabi nga nila 2050 or 2030 or 2050 maaring mawala na itong mundo dahil sa climate change. Pero sinasabi naman na pag nagtulungan tayo, gobyerno at tayong mga mamamayan, pag nagtulungan tayo na protektahan ng ating kalikasan, tulad ngayon, panahon na magsaselebra tayo ng Earth Day. So panahon na para gumawa tayo ng aksyon. Kaya nga lagi ko sinasabi, stand, speak, and do action just to protect the nature.
Okay.
And salamat Mar. At kitang-kita naman ang iyong passion sa pagharap sa mga ginagawa natin para sa ating komunidad at yung partisipasyon natin sa mga gawain para sa pagprotekta. Siguro magandang mapakinggan din natin mula kay Kaugnayang Jonas kung ano naman. Ay, ikaw ba yun? Ay, sorry. Ikaw si Kuya Jonas. Ating Kaugnayang Jonas A.
Sa
Contribution.
Contribution. Bilang isang kabataan, I know na may malaki tayong tungkulin na kailangang gampanan hindi lamang sa ating sarili kundi mismo sa ating komunidad or sa ating lipunan. So for me, we don't need to oblige other people to have change. However, we can influence them by starting the change within us, be responsible, lalo-lalo na sa ating sarili sa mga desisyon natin sa buhay. Siguraduhin natin na walang maapektuhan o hindi tayo nakapagbigay ng problema sa iba. So in short, as a whole, we don't put into blame yung mga mas nakakatanda lalong-lalo na sa mga problema na kinakaharap natin ngayon. Kundi ang tanong sa ating sarili, ano ba ang pwede nating magawa bilang isang kabataan? Kasi isa din naman tayo sa mga apektado sa lahat ng mga problema na kinakaharap ng ating mundo. So yun, ang isa sa mga contributions sa mga nakikita ko is maging aktibo sa pag-participate sa mga environmental related activities, lalong-lalo na sa social medias. Suportahan po natin ang bawat hinaing at mga advocacy ng mga kabataan, lalong-lalo na sa usapin ng environmental, forest, culture at iba pa.
Yes, thank you Kaugnayang Katukayo, Jonas, sa napakahalaga ngayon yung youth participation, na sana pag lahat tayo, kung saan man tayo mapunta, bumalik tayo sa community to participate, at huwag natin kakalaman, sakto-sakto mag-i-election ng SK, sana mag-participate tayo mga kabataan. Siguro pakinggan din natin si Kaugnayang William.
Maraming salamat Kaugnayang Jonas. Yes, napakahalagang malaman ng mga tao na merong big impact yung contribution ng mga katutubong kabataan doon sa amin I am a IP right advocate. Isa sa mga ginagawa namin is nagkakaroon kami ng community service like naglilinis, educating our IP youth on how to dispose their garbage in a proper way, and also tree planting. Ang isa din sa napakahalaga din na sana yung mga issues na I do believe we have our different issues in our communities. And sana pagtulungan natin na i-address it into local government at also into national level kasi yung small problems will be a big problem kung ipagsasamahin natin. So it should be a collaboration to indigenous, not just for the indigenous people, but also for the humanity, for the people human being. So yun yung dapat nating sa ngayon yung dapat magkaisa tayo.
Dapat
Para
susugat
di ba?
talaga siya.
Meron akong tagline, if we work together, we want that the Philippines is not just the best country but the best place, but the best country to live in.
Yes.
Yan.
Wow. Pang Miss,
Miss Universe na, no?
pang
Yes,
Miss
thank you,
Universe
Pao.
yun na. Thank you, Ugnayan William. At hopefully, yung ating mga pangarap ginagawa, ipagpatuloy natin. Hindi lang para sa atin, kundi sa susunod na saling lahi. Ugnayan Maya.
Yes, maraming salamat mga kaugnayan. Nakakatuwa na marinig na nagbabahagian ang iba't ibang kabataan. Hindi lang dito sa ating kaugnayang Jonas, no, pero ganun din, ito may umpisa na may mga nakakasama na tayong galing sa iba't ibang bansa. Siguro ang nakita lang natin ng mga magagandang puntos dito sa pag-uusap natin ay yung active ni partisipasyon ng mga kabataan. Hindi yan talaga na ikakaila dahil tayo mismo na nasa NTFP nakikita yung kanilang passion doon sa pagprotekta ng ating kagubatan kasi yun din naman kung saan sabi nila konektado ang ating buhay dito. At kasama tayo doon na hindi katutubo na nakikinabang dun sa kanilang pagprotekta. So, mahalaga din, mahalaga din, nabanggit din na mahalaga yung pagkilala sa mga roles ng kabataan na kung saan na ipagpapatuloy yung mga practices at na ipapasa pa ito yung awareness ng pagpasa nito sa mga susunod pa ng mga henerasyon. So, yun yung magandang na puntos kanina. Tapos yung na-mention din yung youth empowerment, may ginagawang pagpapalakas sa mga kabataan para sa pagsulong ng ating mga advokasya. Nabanggit din ni William kanina, gusto ko yon yung paglapit sa mga lokal na sa ating mga LGUs, at siguro sa mga government offices, makipag-collab, makipag-partner para dito sa ating isinusulong na advokasya. Siguro yung ano natin, shout out dun sa mga hindi nabasa kanina, pero shout out sa lahat ng mga kaugnayan natin na sumusuporta at patuloy na tumatangkilik sa ating programa, ang mga kabataan mula sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, kasama na rin ang mga nanonood sa atin mula sa Indonesia at Cambodia. Salamat ulit kay B at kay Rio. Ayan, so bago tayo magtapos, tawagin ko si Kaugnayang William para sa saan ba tayo makikita, Kaugnayang William.
Yes, salamat. Maraming salamat, Kaugnayang Maya. Huwag nating kalimutang mag-like, follow at mag-subscribe sa NTFP Philippines, sa Facebook, YouTube, not by Timber alone, sa Instagram at NTFP-EP Philippines at sa Twitter. And don't forget also to like our social media accounts. Okay? Yun.
Yes.
At
Yes,
kami
at
po
para
ay-
sa...
Yes, Kaugnayan Maya, baka may sasabihin ka?
Oh, hindi,
Okay.
tatawagin sana kita, Kaugnayang Jonas.
Okay. Kami po ay inyong samahan muli sa susunod na episode sa susunod na buwan, Mayo, at same time, 4 p.m. ng hapon. So mga kaugnayan,
Yes, thank you, Kaugnayan Jonas. At mula sa Ugnayan team, kasama ang Ugnayan National Indigenous Youth Network, ito yung ating bagong network ng mga katutubong
Yes,
kabataan.
congrats mga kabataan.
Congrats! Kinala kasamang kaugnayang William, Mar, at Jonas, at ang iba pang kasama sa network. Ayan, hello, shout out sa inyo. Ang Ugnayan Show ay partnership program or show ng Ugnayan Team at ng NTFP-EP Philippines. Maraming salamat sa patuloy na pagsama at pagsuporta sa Ugnayang Komunidad at Kalikasan. Ugnayang more?
Sa muli, ako po ang inyong kaugnayan, kaugnayang Mamilmar Dubria mula po sa lalawigan ng Palawan, bayan ng Brooks Point, na nagsasabing, ako ang gubat ay ako sapagkat ang gubat at ay ako ay iisa.
Ako naman po ang kaugnayang William A. Nanula na nagsasabing sa wahig daw kalasan si magbabaya sa tagiya, bakoy da pigpialan para ampingan.
At ako naman po si Jonas Zapatan, ang katutubong Bukidnon from Cagayan Negros Occidental na nagsasabing, tayo ay magtanim ng kabutihan at ito'y mamumunga ng kapayapaan.
Muli, ako si Maya Urata mula sa Aklan na ngayon ay nasa Quezon City na nag-iiwan ng mensahe na ating respetuhin at pag-ingatan ang ating kalikasan dahil ito ang ating magiging ugnayan.
At siyempre, ang mga kaugnayan, ang pagkilala sa kabataan, sa kanilang karapatan at pagtulong sa kanila ay pagkilala din sa kanilang kinabukasan. Panatilihing mayabong at may sanlaksang buhay lang ang ating mga kabatan. Muli, hanggang sa muli ating kwentuhan, mga kaugnayan, ito si Kaugnayan Jonas Bertudis, nagkasabing, ang pagmamahal ay kalat saan ka magpunta sapagkat ligtas ang komunidad at kalikasan may pag-ibig. Muli, ito po ang ugnayan, boses ng komunidad, boses ng kalikasan.
Hanggang sa muling kwentuhang komunidad, kwentuhang kalikasan, magandang araw sa ating lahat mga kaugnayan. Kita-kita po tayo sa susunod na pan. Maraming
Salamat po! Salamat! Next month! 3 years! 3 years! 3 years!
Television tayo dyan.
Shoutout to Adrian Merce Padilla.